Hey guys, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today I am doing a revamp on one of my fave clients to film YouTube videos on. She came in today because her birthday is coming up. Yay, happy birthday. And we are going to be doing a relaxer, color, and a customized weave on her. So we started out by basing her hairline and the areas where she has little to no growth. Let me be very transparent, guys. My client does have severe alopecia. Not saying, oh yeah, the hair's gonna grow right back. No, she has a lot of scarring. So she is a case where, at this point, there's really not much damage that we could do. But we do try to incorporate majority of the hair that she does have into the actual styling. So you guys, let me give you a disclaimer really quickly. We already know, yes, she's getting a chemical service. Yes, she has alopecia. Yes, it is scarred. And no, we don't need your opinion. So if that's what you came here for, please move on because I will block you. Period. Okay? Anyway, let's move forward. So we went ahead and applied the relaxer to the hair that we are leaving out in the perimeter. And then I went ahead and did a color on her. So I did a demi color. Why? Because semi-permanent does not even graze the surface of her graze. We've tried it many times and we've wasted a lot of time doing it. So I have found that demi-permanent color does work well for her. And I do also use the demi color to tint the scalp slightly. It's not that it's really required, but it does take away from having that open space and it just kind of be shiny, even though you're not going to see it. I don't know, it's just a thing that I have with open spaces. Okay, period. So we went ahead and applied her demi color, which we did do a level 3. I used 3N from Pravana along with Zero Lift. That gives demi permanent results, and it actually does cover her gray very well. I have not had any issues with her. For those of you that do not know what demi permanent color is, that means that it is a deposit only color. It does have a very slim chance of lift. Very small. Now the hair that I'm using is the Bump Collection. This is a short version of the regular bump hair. And if you guys notice, she does have paper and all of that in the areas where she has more of the space or the scarred alopecia area. I do that because I do still want to protect those areas. That is very important, and that allows me to be able to use the adhesive or glue, which is just another good word, on her without causing any damage to any of the little hairs, because there are some smaller hairs that are sporadic throughout the area where she is suffering from the severe alopecia. And those hairs, even though it's just a little bit, I am still going to protect those to the best of my ability. So we did do the Growth Protect Solution gel, and we used some end papers to cover that area. And then of course we left her perimeter out because we are using her perimeter in the actual style, and she sweats a lot. So this actually keeps her from sweating so much, because those areas where we typically do sweat, which is like the hairline, that area is out and it's able to get as much oxygen as needed. So we don't even have to worry about that. This particular weaving technique is customized to every single client, guys. There is never a 100% easy way of doing this. You are creating as you go. You are basically creating the masterpiece and painting blindly. I'm not going to say blindly because you kind of already know where you're going. But this is something that you are making custom. You are doing it custom based on your client's issue. And then you are going from there. So with her, this is a repeat client. I know a lot about her already. So I knew exactly what was needed for her. But keep in mind, whenever you're dealing with clients with alopecia, everything is going to be customized. Now for her top, I like to use the closure piece. Some people aren't into the closure piece. I have no problem with it. Some people, oh, you can make it yourself. Yes, I can. But why work harder and not smarter? They made the piece for a reason. It blends very well. So use it. Just use it. Okay. So once I applied all of the tracks to her hair, I did part out the crown area, because you don't want to cut too quick, because you'll end up overcutting and you might end up messing up where you needed to use that hair to blend, and then you end up cutting too much and now you have to go backwards. So I use a razor to do majority of her style because I wanted it to be nice and soft. When you're doing styles like this, you do not want any hard or jagged lines, which sometimes the shears can do that. In her case, I wanted to take it slow, but I wanted that hair to really lay as though it was her own hair. That is another reason why I like to use the razor. I don't even use the clippers. Some people will run to get the clippers. Clippers also cause hard lines, so you just want to make sure that you are doing your absolute best to keep the style as soft as possible. Yes, it's a weave. Yes, it's extensions. Oh, yes, we know that it's extensions, but does it have to look 100% like extensions? No. Okay, that's the object to the game, to make it appear as natural as possible. So when it came down time for us to blend in the nape of her neck, you always want to use the side that has more comb than razor. So on the razor combs or the razors, there's two sides. One side, the razor is directly at the edge of the green part or the razor bed. On the other side, it has a little bit more comb and then razor. That side is the better side to use because it takes less hair and it also gives you the ability to have more control, and it makes the lines where it's not a straight line. On the opposite side of that same green razor, if I did it where the razor is closer to the edge, it has the ability to give straighter or harder lines. So you just want to be very careful when you're using those, as well as they do cut. Okay, it is a razor. It can slice anything. Now in the front, you guys notice that I did use my flat iron just to straighten out that hair a little bit more. Why? Because you want to make sure when you are dealing with clients where you're incorporating their hair into a customized weave or a customized extension, that kind of thing, and you're trying to make it appear natural, you don't want to run the risk of you cutting too much or you not blending enough. Blending is the key to the game here, especially when you're incorporating their hair, little to none or a whole bunch. So when it comes on to these, I like to make sure that it blends very well, where you can't tell what's weave, can't tell what's hers. You just can't tell anything. You just know that there's something going on and it looks absolutely amazing. Okay. So for the remainder of the cutting, I did use the razor and I went back through and I used my shears just to clean up the front and give the front a little bit more texture in regards to the cut. And then on the back and the sides, I didn't really mess with it too much outside of the razor. Now, you don't have to use the shears for this. You can use your razor if you choose, but in the front, I didn't want it to melt in all together. I wanted it to have some texture. I wanted to have some layering, but I wanted it to be more noticeable and at the same time, not so noticeable. And I know I really just mixed you up. I really confused you, but I know what I'm trying to say. So I tried something out and I said, okay, I'm going to use my clippers to try to clean up the sides and thin it down a little bit, and I absolutely hated how that looked. So I went back through and I used my shears, and then I went back and used the razor again. The clippers just had this ability, because they're clippers, you can't really soften it too much. So that's why I kind of just strayed away from the clippers. I did not want that hard line. I wanted everything to just flow, have nice movement, nice softness, because you don't want to give your client the appearance of it being one of those wigs that they buy in a beauty supply store. You know, the ones with, yeah, we all know those. That's the Aunt Lucy wig. No, leave it in the beauty supply. So on the back or the nape of the neck, I did use the razor to kind of jag it out the lower area right at the nape there. I didn't cut it straight across. I wanted it to be a little more jagged so that as the unit or the extension install got a little bit older and it started to lift, it didn't lift and leave a hard line. It would lift and be nice and soft. Now, as styling products, I used it's not mine. I used Sebastian Shaper Plus, and I also used some of our Goddess Polish, which will be releasing in the next couple days during our birthday sale, which is June 22nd of 2020. The Goddess Polish, as I said, is a lightweight thermal protectant and also a sheen, shine, or glossifier, whichever one you want to call it. And then I'm using my H2 Pro titanium 1-inch iron to curl her hair. Okay, let me really go in about the curling. When you are curling styles like hers, You don't want to necessarily curl it. The harder or the tighter the curl, the more wiggy this style will look. You want everything to have movement and melt with each other. So if you notice, I'm more bumping it and not curling it. I don't want it to look like a synthetic wig. That is very important. How you style these extensions or customize extension services will determine your outcome. And if you curl too tight, they're going to look like Miss Doozy. That is not what I'm going for, okay? So I did just give her a slight bump in some areas. And then, you know, you can add a little emphasis towards the front. It's your choice. But I like it to look like, you know, like smooth. Just like a silk. Sorry, guys. That was the inside joke. Anyway, so after I finished curling her or bumping her hair, I did cut just a little bit more off just to kind of blend it a little bit better, which happens, you know, you catch a little pieces, you see areas that you don't like the density or the fullness of it. So that's the reason why I did it that way. And then I hadn't told you guys, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. Please don't also forget to like this video by thumbsing it up and leave a comment of how you thought the blending was. What did you think about the color? What did you think about the style? You know, just give her some words of encouragement and also wish her a happy birthday. My birthday is coming up on Monday and hers is this weekend. So happy birthday, Miss Gwen. We love you and thank you so much for being my client. And tell her thank you for allowing me to film, because this takes a lot of confidence. Okay, confidence. Not everybody will allow me to show you this. So thank you, Miss Gwen, for allowing me to do so. Anyhow, guys, please, like I said, don't forget to comment and tell me what you thought about the style. And then, of course, our birthday sale is coming up. If you're not a part of our mailing list, please make sure you join our mailing list. Look at that smile. Does that smile tell you that she loved her hair? Yes, honey, she did. She loved it. Thanks for watching.